What's up, party people from the fifth dimension? This is your homeboy Angelo, and I'm here with my mom. I bring her into the equation here. It's good to have an awesome mom, so I'm very grateful, very thankful. And today our topic is going to be once again about the importance of organic health, organic nutrition, non-GMO foods, and nourishing your body. My mom right here is almost 72 years old, and she's been eating organic foods exclusively for how long now?
Well, I have been exclusively organic for a while. I've been on Purium. It'll be 2 years coming up in May, and I haven't missed a day. I started with the shake and added many things to it. I found that getting the ultimate lifestyle transformation is a better bang for my buck. And so that opened a lot of new things to me. I'm now off of all dairy, no beer, little if any meat, no red meat, off of all sugar. So feeling amazing, and thanks to this guy.
So organic, well, thanks to you. You made the choice. I present people with the information. I am a living testament from going through brain cancer and healing myself organically and through naturopathic means. Holistic health is the way to go. I don't believe that pharmaceuticals are the solution. I believe that there is a time and a place for allopathic and Western medicine, but for the most part, I'm all about doing holistic health and holistic healing and nutrition. So I want to ask you this too, Mom. You grew up, you were born in 1950. Mm-hmm. How have things changed? Back then, everything was organic. When did things start to change, and in what ways did things change?
My father was a great gardener, so we always had a lot of things that he would grow in the garden or we would get from neighbors and friends. My mother was a great canner. She used to can everything, so we had the stuff throughout the year. And we never went without, but we didn't have a lot of extras. So there was never packaged foods in our house. We would get a homemade cake or pie or something like that on Sunday, but there were not bags of chips or cookies or anything like that. And I just kind of hung on to that. So even like when you were growing up, we didn't have packages of Oreos or Fruit Loops and things like that, because A, they were more expensive, and B, it's just common sense to know if you make it, you know what's in it. I think I had been on my own for a number of years before I moved out here. And so I went to the store and bought things for you and your brother's family that maybe I had bought in the past without thinking too much about it, and was shocked when I started reading labels. That's when I really started reading labels. The first thing was I bought some barbecue sauce to make barbecue chicken. And it was actually your brother who said to me, read the ingredients. The first ingredient was high fructose corn syrup.
And that's banned in most countries.
Right, so it's just become, over time, learning to read. A lot of things I learned from you. Also, your determination to find a better way to get better instead of just taking pills and getting brain scans and all this other stuff. And I said, if Angelo can do it with an inoperable brain tumor, I am a very healthy person. There's no reason why I can't do it. So the transformation in my health, in how I feel, my outlook really, really has changed since I moved out here to Oregon. And learning about organic versus non-organic, processed. Maybe you pay a little bit more for some of these items, but in the end, if you're truly eating a healthy lifestyle and healthful foods, you're actually spending less because you're not just loading up on all of the bag of chips, the old Lay's potato chips. You can't eat just one. And it's true, those foods are specifically designed to make you eat more than you want or need.
They target the pleasure centers in your brain.
Yes.
But one thing too is when we grew up, we thought like Cheerios were healthy for us. You know, we thought whole grain cereals and all this, but we come to find out that some of these companies like Cheerios are owned by General Mills, who are connected to cigarette manufacturers. And also Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios in fact, is the highest glyphosate content food in America. So what do you think about that when you found out Cheerios? Because we thought, you know, no sugar, you know, it was pretty good for you, right? But it's not, and it turns out to be poison.
And a lot of times, it's the first food that mothers give to their babies when they start picking up things. They have these, Cheerios actually sells or gives away these little containers that little babies can hold and get the Cheerios out. And so it becomes one of their first foods, and that starts a lifelong way of eating. When you and your brother were little, one thing I did know, again, it was partly because of economics, but it was also common sense, is I never bought baby food.
Nestle's been into that business for a long time. Nestle's now in the health food game, selling the Garden of Life products. But Nestle, their CEO actually stated that water is not a basic human right. He said that water is a food product. So there you go. Nestle, no thank you. And other companies like New Chapter Vitamins, they're now owned by Procter & Gamble. So you really have to look further than even the ingredients or if it's organic. You have to look at the integrity of the companies that you're supporting. The best you can do is actually support a local organic farmer, like my friend Farmer Tom or somebody like that who's growing their own. You actually know the source of the food. The reason why I love Purium is because we own the farms. We do not have to worry about this long supply chain of food. Like, you might get something that was grown organically and then sprayed and then handled and then went through several different chains of command before it got to the store. And by the time you get it, does that food even have any nutritional value left in it? The thing I love about Purium is that it's farm to table. It's juiced directly on the farm, and it is dehydrated at a low temperature, so we keep 98% of the enzymes intact. So it is raw living grade food. All you got to do is add good source of water to it, and boom. So really originally wasn't supposed to be a talk about Purium, why I love it, but you can see behind me I've got all these Purium products. I'm a product of their product. If you can find any good organic non-GMO food that's of a raw grade with no fillers, no binders, no excipients, no artificial flavors, no artificial colors, and certainly without glyphosate, because glyphosate is that weed killer found in Roundup that so many people are finding on their dinner table. It's in the air, the water, and the soil, and it can't be washed out of our food. So go organic, all organic, and never say I can't afford it, because you can make the choice. You either pay the farmer or you're gonna pay the doctor. That's it, really. So I wanna thank my mom, because she's a living example of how you can be fit at 70 plus years old. And I see other people that are in their 50s that are dying because they're not taking care of their health. And my mom is thriving. She's not just surviving, she's thriving in this modern world where we see toxicity at every turn. So any closing thoughts, Mom?
Well, I just want to say, think about it. Something you said, think about it. Would you go into a store that were selling products that were wholly discriminatory or evil or whatever? Would you go in that store and buy your food? Well, think about it when you're buying products online. What does the company who makes this product, what do they stand for? Know what the product is that you're eating, drinking, putting in or on your body. Know what the company stands for. Is this a company that is selling cigarettes? Is this a company that you want to support? Think about it. It's not just the stores, it's the products, the things you buy online. Everything affects something else. Do you want it to affect you in a positive way or a negative way?
That's right. The quality of food that you eat directly impacts the quality of life that you live. I want to thank my mom, Jean. Thank you guys for coming. It's been great seeing you here. Have a beautiful day. Peace.